2 years ago, my nephrologist advised me that I'm going to need a kidney transplant in the next 2 to 4 years due to the fact that my GFR and my creatinine levels have began to deteriorate, meaning that the level that my kidneys are functioning at is not doing very well. So with a little bit of panic, I really started to research kidney transplants and tried to determine where I'm going to get a kidney from, because my daughter also has this disease. As it is a genetic disease, it's a 50-50 chance every child born has this disease. And my husband, due to his age and the fact that he has high blood pressure, cannot donate a kidney. So we have begun a crusade to find a living donor for me. Right now my physical condition is very good. Other than the disease, I'm very healthy, I'm very active. I work out 4 to 5 times a week. I work full-time running my own business. I have a very rambunctious little granddaughter that I love to spend a lot of time with, as well as my daughter and my husband, who is the love of my life.
It was about 2.5 years ago my mom came to me and she told me that her kidneys were deteriorating and that in about 2 to 4 years she would need a kidney transplant. It was right after the birth of my daughter, and being caught up in all the emotions of being a new mom, I didn't quite comprehend what that meant. So I kind of brushed it off and put it on the back burner and thought, well, 2 to 4 years, that's a long time that we have. And now here we are, 2.5 years later, searching for a living donor for my mom.
The first thing we did was get on the kidney transplant waiting list, which could be up to 5 years. That is not the direction I want to follow. My ultimate goal is to get a living donor, because when you have a living donor, your opportunity for success in the transplant is far greater than a deceased donor, and the survival rate is far higher. You can survive up to 30 years on a living donor versus 16 years with a deceased donor. And there are more complications during the transplant with a deceased donor. Sometimes it takes days or weeks for the actual kidney to start functioning, where a living donor, it functions immediately. And my goal is to, I'm not on dialysis, my goal is to actually skip dialysis. Dialysis treatment deteriorates your body's health, and it causes you to be in a worse position when you are ready to get your transplant. The opportunity for success for the transplant is far less than if you had not received dialysis, and it's a horrible quality of life.
Well, here we are 2.5 years later in search of a living kidney donor for my mom. I'm utilizing social networking sites such as Facebook and Twitter to help get the word out there to as many people as we can, because our goal is to raise awareness.
The fears and questions I had about the surgery were answered by St. Barnabas Hospital. The doctors and nurses there were just wonderful. They would sit with us and explain how everything was going to be handled, all the procedures, and they met with both my husband and I. And I just thought it was, from my end of it anyway, I just thought it was something I had a calling to ease my husband's pain. And when you love someone, you don't think twice about, saving their life. It was just an unbelievable experience to be able to give someone the gift of life.
What most people don't know about being a living kidney donor is that they can live a perfectly normal life with one kidney. Anyone between the ages of 18 and 60 that have no serious medical issues such as sugar diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, or cancer can definitely be a donor. And they need to know that they can live a perfectly normal life, and the procedure is done laparoscopically. They're in and out of the hospital in 2 to 4 days and back to work.
My life after the surgery has not changed my life whatsoever. I can still do everything I did before. I feel fine. I don't feel any different than when I had 2 kidneys.
My mother would benefit from a transplant from a living kidney donor because she is very passionate about life. She loves to work out, she loves to cook, and most importantly, she loves to spend time with her family and her granddaughter. This would allow her to maintain a better quality of life.
Please help my family and me find a living kidney donor. Be generous, share your spare, and give the gift of life.
I've devoted so much of my time to raise awareness on behalf of my mom, because my mom has devoted so much of her adult life to me and now to my daughter. There are no words that can express what this gift would truly mean to us.
So many people called me a hero, but to me a hero was somebody like running into a burning building or something and saving a life, and I never even thought of myself as that kind of hero. But when you can save someone's life and still be here to talk about it, it just gives you so much satisfaction, and something I can't even describe.